VA-2025-04 Langford Drive, about 400 feet in from St. Augustine Road. It is a triangular shape of vacant parcel. As you see, the C in zoning that is from about almost 20 years ago when we had the islands annexation. This actually was rural commercial back then, even though it was kind of in the middle of town, very unusual zoning history. But that's where the C in came from. And after 19 years, nothing has happened with it commercially. The applicant is in the process of acquiring the property to put in an apartment complex with 15 units, two-story building, one-bedroom units, multifamily to resemble multifamily that is across the street. At your station this evening, I put out a copy of the building elevation plan. The applicant and his architect are here to answer questions about that. But that was one of the requirements to show what the building is going to look like. And I'm told this is similar to a different building that they have here in town. Zoning pattern of the area is dominated by R10, but a little bit of commercial near St. Augustine Road. And then the large R-M zoning across the street, that's the Latin Common apartment complex. So the land uses are a little bit different here than what you might expect. I go into much greater detail in the staff report. But to the left, the diamond-shaped piece of property, R10, that is the High Tower Cemetery that is not ever going to be developed unless a peculiar movie comes to fruition and, you know, will make the news. But other Arlington properties to the east going up Langford Drive, you've got the West Side Baptist Church, and then you have the old Parker Methodist Elementary School, which I think is called Parker Methodist Learning Center now. So institutional uses is dominating in there, despite the R10 zoning. Character area is Community Activity Center because of its presence to the St. Augustine Road corridor. Neighborhood Activity Center elsewhere. Aerial image, you see the rooftops of the apartments and the commercial uses along St. Augustine. A more recent image, this is from back at the 1st of October. A little bit of three-dimensional look to it. This is right after Hurricane Helene, but it gives you a better bird's eye view of the landscape around there. Very much a vacant lot, embedded in the middle of not a whole lot around it, other than really the apartments that stand out. Boundary survey is in your packet. This is the conceptual site plan. This is how they're placing the two-story building on the property. There's really no other way to put that on there because of the configuration. And then some photographs. This is the subject property as you see it from Langford Drive. The church off to the east. The view back toward town, Langford Drive looking eastward. Notice across the street, the trees and the fence, that's Latin Common apartments. Looking straight across, you can see into the complex. Pretty good sized complex. And then looking westward, I think back toward the traffic light at St. Augustine Road. And then a zoom in view of the cemetery behind. No doubt should be some quiet neighbors. So with this is a rezoning with the zoning pattern. Should be. If not, maybe they'll get a rent reduction. I don't know. So with that plan, staff is recommending approval of the rezoning, downzoning from CN to RM. Just plain Jane rezoning change, no conditions or any further comments. Be glad to answer any questions you may have.
Any other questions for staff? I did have one. You did say this was going to be 15 doors, 15 units, basically?
15 apartments. It is 8 on the bottom, 7 on the top. Your elevation drawing shows that, but they're all one-bedroom units. 0.84, 15 is the most they can have by the math. Otherwise, they would have likely done a 16-unit building, but there's not quite enough land there to support it, so you have the, what I call the odd apartment out. I'll let them address it. That may be a resident manager that's there, I'm not sure. A lot of times, one apartment that's off like that is treated a little differently. But it's not a requirement, it's just extra math.
Any other questions? Staff at this time? Okay. Seeing none, we will open this case for public hearing. We'll allow, again, 10 minutes for each side of the discussion. Are there any that would like to stand and speak in favor of this case? Would you please state your name and your address for the,
My name is Jimmy Cone. I'm the architect for the project. My office is located at 1804 Plum Street. I have a couple of photos. They have built similar projects to this, pretty much on each end of Bay Tree. They have some that's up real close to the college, that's theirs. And then they just built some a couple of years ago, that's on the end toward the interstate, right across the street from the veterinary office. So as far as the style of architecture, it's gonna be, look just like these, look, two-story apartments. It even has, these even have the single-story unit on the end. Gonna be the same materials, same architectural details, and all that kind of good stuff. So I just have a few photos, if I could let y'all see what they're doing. Y'all don't mind passing these around, I'll spread them out. This is what they're doing. These are going to be 1 bedroom, 1 bath. In the past, they've always built 2 bedroom, 2 bath apartments, but it's still going to, like I say, look just like. They keep their properties up, they're well maintained, and they take good care of them. If you go by the ones on Bay Tree, you can see they've been there for a couple of years, those have, they're close to the college. So, but I'll be glad to answer any questions. The apartments will be about 675 square feet. And like Matt said, there'll be 8 on the ground floor and 7 on the second floor. So be glad to answer any questions.
Steve, I have just one question. I know in Matt's remarks, I think he said they were basically going to mirror the ones across the street. So are these going to be a lap siding or going to be a synthetic stucco application?
There'll be the lap siding like the picture shows. That's what they've always done.
Well, I don't have a problem with that. I just want
It's
to make
mirroring
sure.
the use across the street, not the
Sir?
architect. It's mirroring the
Oh.
use across the street, not the
I
design.
just heard mirroring. Something about age.
Yeah. Same windows, same roofing, probably the same colors even. So,
It does look nice.
Jimmy, because they're being right next to a church right there, are they gonna put some kind of fencing across there, or
we,
to kind of protect,
I'll let one of the owners address that, but I'm glad you mentioned that. We did go to the church and, met with the pastor and told him what we were doing, and, he didn't have any objections to it at all.
right?
The pastor didn't, so, but both of the owners are here, and they can tell you if they're gonna put.
I was just curious if there was gonna be something there. You said it was mirroring the other side too, and it was fenced in, plus I know the church is there, and, it might keep people from, you know, kids or whatever.
It's not a condition, is it?
It's not a condition, but it's a standard development requirement. R-M zoning next to R10 requires a minimum 20-foot wide buffer yard,
Yeah.
or reduced to 10 feet wide if a solid fence is put in. So both bordering the church and the cemetery are R10, so the buffer yard is required. But they've got room here to do that. They meet the parking requirements and the setback.
So, Mr. Collins, the parking is gonna be on the church side, is that the way you're
Yes,
gonna lay it
sir.
out?
It'll be towards the church.
And you'll obviously come in from Langford Drive, because
Yes,
you have no choice there.
That's correct. That's exactly right.
Thank you.
Okay?
Any other questions? Speak.
Thank y'all.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak in favor of this case?
Justin Nijem, 4622 Green Island Road. To your, response to your fences, yeah, we'll put a fence up. We don't have any issue with that.
You need that 10 feet.
Need 10 feet, so we don't put a fence up.
Could you repeat your address, please?
Yes, ma'am, 4622 Green Island Road.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
To just call Justin up, I'm just curious, how close in the acreage did he need for that one more door? I'm just curious.
If I do the math right, I remember the math right, it came to 17.1 units, was the math at 0.84 acres. So they'd have to have a little bit more. Yeah. excuse me, 15, so they, at 1 acre, they would get to 18. So another 10.
Oh, man.
Matt, come on.
It's, the way the math works, is not even a variance option,
Really?
really.
So when you say really, really?
Really, really.
We tried this.
There's a very specific train of thought to that.
Are
Thank
there
you,
any other
guys.
Talk
questions?
about it
Thank you.
afterwards.
Thank you.
Properties look good.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right.
That being said, are there any that would like to stand and speak out in opposition to this case? All right, seeing there are none, we will entertain a motion.
But Chairman,
Go ahead, sir.
reference to VA-2025-04, find it consistent with comprehensive plan and standards of the exercise of zoning power. I make a motion to recommend approval.
It has been, we have a motion by Commissioner Willis and a second by Commissioner Wiles for the approval of this. All in favor, let it be known by a show of hands. Any opposed?